The bulk of the people that are doing these things are people that don't care about this industry. Because they are giving it a bad rap. So Bolt is very economical, Joe, for a lot of people. Some taxis don't get to places where Bolt gets. It's cheaper, Joe, and it's quite safer actually.
You've just stepped into an empty street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just two curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast. In 3,
2,
1.
We're rolling.
Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast. We live.
Once again.
And rolling.
Another week.
Yeah, man.
Another week.
Sure, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Man. We are joined by Chris.
Me, I'm Chris, guys. Christopher.
He was once behind the scene. This one.
I was once behind the scene.
Once
a long time ago.
Yeah. So who are you, man?
Gentlemen.
Just an elevator
My
pitch.
name is Chris. I'm from Mamelodi. Grew up in Mums. Stayed in different other areas. That's how I got different other mindsets.
Yeah.
But above all, man, I'm just a very kind, open-minded person that is really all about working hard and giving. You know, like we gotta work hard, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta work hard for those parents of ours that want those impossible things that we can't get. Yeah, my parents want couches that are worth 200K, but that is still for another day, guys. But yeah, man, that's just me, guys. I'm just a very bubbly person.
Yeah, it's great having you, man.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's good of you to join us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and we at Wing Republic 012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcadia.
012.
Yeah.
Pretoria Central, yeah. It's a dope place. I always come here, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that other girl here.
Yeah, the waitress.
Yeah. She knows me. I'm a regular.
You're a regular.
I've been here since 2019. So I had a culture of coming here for the ribs only, each and every time I get paid. Alone, table for one.
Wait. No disturbance. Nothing.
Yeah, but we have this art done by a friend.
Yeah.
The sneakers, he customizes your sneakers, he customizes your jackets,
Clothing.
Clothing.
Basically makes your everyday things to be unique. If you're into NFTs, my guys, this is somewhat an NFT because you'll be the only person that has this. This is a one of one.
It's a one of one.
Yeah.
Legit.
An art of your choice. So it's dope stuff. He's dope. Yeah.
What you call
If you want to follow him, you can look up Gothic Artistry on Instagram and Facebook. So
I think we can also include the links.
we'll include the links as well down
Like the
in
handles.
the description below.
You can include the handles.
So man, we here.
Hey man, just regular conversations.
Guys, mara siyakhala,
Regular
guys.
conversations.
Siyakhala because now a whole lot of things are happening in our society, guys. Amachita, they're trying to hustle, making their mothers or fathers, their Toyota Corollas businesses, making loans, getting cars to go into Bolt. And then you find some guys in the industry doing some things that are messing their reputation.
Which industry are you talking about?
What is this? The Taxify, the e-commerce Taxify industry.
Okay.
But because I believe now the conversation today is about Bolt and this whole petition against it to vet their drivers. Yeah, I think a lot of people had a misconception. Your duty is to cancel Bolt, or I don't know. Maybe it's my opinion.
Sure.
I've just been hearing a lot of general talk and being, we are petitioning to cancel Bolt. It's actually just to vet the drivers, just so that there's more transparency.
It's just to vet the drivers.
Yeah, so that there's just more transparency with regards to who the
trips are handled.
owner of the car is, and just so that they can get the perpetrator.
Oh, okay. Because you actually, because I don't know if really you guys have noticed, but sometimes whoever you're requesting is sometimes not the person driving.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Or maybe they come in
and I think
pairs.
last time I requested,
I've
it
never
wasn't
had
the
to pay
person.
one, but sometimes I
had
noticed that the person that actually you're requesting from is not.
Yeah.
But have you guys asked the drivers why, or asked yourself why that happens?
No, we haven't actually. It looks suspicious. For me, it looked suspicious in a way, but I was like, as long as the registration matches.
Sure.
And as long as the car's here,
Because
But
you
when
know
you
what
look-
I ended up thinking? It's like just how the taxi industry is. You own taxi, but you're not driving them.
Sure.
So that's how I ended up looking at it, and that could probably be the fault I made, and not questioning it, because it's not actually the same kind of service.
But what was
It's more
different about
private.
that?
It's more private.
But there's something different about that, because if you look, those owners, they don't create accounts on Bolt.
Yeah.
They own the car, but they don't own the account.
You mean
The Bolt
actual
account.
person who's driving. Yeah.
Yes. They don't. So they make sure the person that is going to drive the car is the one that's going to create the account. But there's this guy who he owns the car. Then after that, he created the account. Then he will use a different driver to drive the car. And once you Bolt, then you find someone else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because there's this other guy I once had a conversation with as well. He was taking me to I think Bentley's. So he was like I was asking him about the car, like, hey, how are the payments going and all of that? What do you do? And he's like, hey, this is actually my brother's car. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's his brother's car, so it can be at least trustworthy like that, because he's not the person whose face shows on the profile. So sometimes it's things like that. It's you, because I think when you're not doing trips for a certain time in this world things, they like cancel you or something. They like cancel your account or delete your account or something. So to keep it running, you have to give it to someone else so that there's
as a driver.
as the driver, if you have an account and you don't
it's not
you don't
active enough.
accept trips for a certain period of time, and then they just assume that this one is inactive, so let's just put it out of the database.
That's
for
why that's the
future.
reason they borrow each other.
So that's why they borrow each other accounts, I guess. But I heard that there's also people who are selling accounts, like fake accounts, for the shady stuff, for the foreigners, because the foreigners maybe they don't meet the requirements by Bolt. So there's just people who are selling accounts to those people, to the foreign nationals. So.
But you're actually right, because there was a trip I made recently, and we're having a conversation, me and this guy, and talking about like his industry, of like how he makes money, how much Bolt gets, and all of those kind of stuff. And then I asked him about Uber. See, but now I'm assuming it's probably the same thing with what you just mentioned now. It's the same probably with Bolt. Is that because Uber is now full. They don't no longer take.
They no longer take shit.
They don't take drivers anymore. Like even last year, I think most of last year they weren't.
Yeah.
So Bolt's value at its. Uber's at its probably max at the moment. And then what they do is people that have these accounts hire them out. For people that want to gain access into Uber, because an insurer save value. So what they do is they hire out these accounts. So now you pay that guy a percentage for him hiring out his accounts via Uber that he's probably not using. So I'm assuming probably it's the same with Bolt.
So that's why the loophole is. That's why people get a loophole to do the shady shit, because there has been a lot of stories whereby mostly females being victimized in a way, harassed in a way. So it's sad, man, when you think about it. Because I don't remember a guy saying, hey, this shady shit happened. Nah, it's always
messed up.
and now I think
we have to stand up for that, because now, imagine it's your girlfriend, it's your sister, it's your mother,
and right.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You know what I've found out in having conversations with a lot of Bolt drivers?
Yeah.
Is the stories that is the situations that they go through.
Yeah.
I mean, now this whole petition was actually kicked off by the fact that there was a recent case, 2-3 recent cases that happened that involved this thing, you know, of the passengers being the one that were victimized. But then now, the stories that I hear from the drivers, they go through things like hijackings, and when they hijack their cars, they also hijack their profile. And then the very same person that hijacks this guy's profile goes out there and does this thing. Yeah. So you find some Bolt drivers saying, "What, Joe? You know what? I see hardly good team. There are some of the drivers, the actual drivers that do this shit. But excuse my language, but some of the people, the bulk of the people that are doing these things are people that don't care about this industry, because they are giving it a bad rap.
Yeah.
So Bolt is very economical, Joe, for a lot of people. Some taxis don't get to places where Bolt gets. It's cheaper, Joe, and it's quite safer actually. Let's put outside the fact which there's some idiots out here. It's quite cheap. I mean, quite safe. Because before this whole Bolt thing, there were whole stories about taxis and doing more or less the same thing. 2008, 7, those years. So I believe Oguti, yes, the situation is with Bolt, but I think also Bolt must step up with regards to ensuring the safeties of their drivers, in a sense, Oguti, like, hey, some sort of hijacking, then some form of alert that a Bolt headquarters will definitely make some contact with the nearby tracking companies and make something happen. Because, Joe, we live in South Africa, gents. People steal roofs while you are asleep, guys. Don't play. The hunger is real here. So people will do anything to get quick cash. So people should not be naive. We live in a country that has a certain amount of crime. We should not forget.
One of the highest.
We should not forget.
One of the highest.
You know what I'm saying? We should not forget, Oguti, people hustle. They are con artists, Joe. They pretend to be a Bolt driver just to get some other things. And then the Bolt driver, like I don't know what a person would have to go through to actually be a Bolt driver and then end up like doing that crime. Like, how are you gonna hustle tomorrow? You know, but then
man, someone's last can get the better of.
Yes,
like the man's last can sometimes drive him crazy.
But like
and
now,
then they resort to such.
But that's stupid for me. That's what I'm trying to.
It's
really stupid because like, how the hell are you just sacrificing this for that? But anyway,
have any accident happened whereby a driver is being hijacked while they still have passengers in there?
I've heard stories from people that are sometimes relatives to drivers that went through this, and some of the drivers that I meet at Minar in Pretoria, there's a whole lot of drivers there, and I sometimes just chill and talk to them. Some of them, they will tell you, Joe, just last week I just had to wrestle a gun from a guy. You know what I'm saying, Joe? It's almost like it's the everyday thing, Joe. So these people really go through the most to make this money. And then like, now I would just love Oguti, as a nation, we should work together in not only identifying the problem, but also looking into the problem.
Instead of pointing fingers.
Instead of pointing fingers and saying, okay, I know the drivers must be cancelled. You know what I'm saying?
It's always easier to point out the problem, but coming up with the actual solution, it's one thing.
It's a bit of a task.
Until it happens again, and then we're like, another uproar. But so the solution would be actually ensuring the security of the platform. And for the drivers, and also for the passengers by vetting
the drivers.
The drivers.
Yes. So this petition is actually on point because it actually attacks the core issue, which is transparency. If the drivers are more transparent, then we will be able to fish out these viruses within this whole system.
Because another thing I was looking at before this entire thing happened, one thing I was a bit uncomfortable about is the fact that I can go to the driver's profile and the only thing I can see is their name and their picture. And then that's it. Like I can't find their numbers, their maybe address and all of that. And then the only thing that ensures security is that you can just share the link so that you see where they are. But they can always cancel that ride and get away with someone or get away with you. So that's one thing that I've always been uncomfortable with. I wish that we could like see their address, see their cell numbers.
I guess
maybe
what
find
they're
something
working
else.
with is like the license plate is like your license.
It's like everything.
It basically has everything.
But now
so
you see when
with that, I would think, because that's what has everything based on who registered also and who the car belongs to.
You know what?
I
think I may have a possible solution to this whole thing.
Yeah.
You just mentioned a very important point. A license plate does have your details on it, from your ID, address, when you got your license, everything, right? But then now the problem comes when this license number does not correspond with the driver. So now what I believe or what I hope Bolt should do is that, my guy, put a penalty. It should be prohibited for a user. Happy, you should either be a driver or a fleet manager.
Sure.
When you're a fleet manager, there are different features in there whereby you can actually put in different cars, but they're under one name. If there should be anything that happens with those cars, then we know who to go to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a business within a business. I get it. So, Biano, when you are a sole driver and then now your license does not correspond with the driver, there should be a penalty there because of the situation that has risen right now.
So they should put more restriction.
They should put a lot of restriction in profile sharing, profile renting, profile, that. I mean, like, Joe, if you're not going to use your account, you delete it. People are gonna do something with your name and then you are gonna deny it. You are not there, bro. We can't
or
put
if you have someone who's gonna
account.
assist you with maybe taking rides, maybe also have a sub profile, and then it's visible to us as passengers as well, so that when we go to the actual profile and it's not you and it's also not your sub profile person, then we know which this one it's not safe. Maybe there could be a problem. Maybe that way, I don't know. But maybe just to make it visible to us that if we don't find you, the person who's registered, and then at least there is a sub profile that we can look at and say, okay, maybe this is one of my drivers, and then that's it. It could be one or two more people. I think it can be even safer that way.
More transparency as you say. Be more transparent with actually who's driving as well.
But have you been in a situation whereby when you request for a Bolt, right? Then as we all know, once you request, there's only one driver.
Sure.
But when they get to you, you find that two people in the car.
Hotman, I'll tell you one thing. If something doesn't smell right, I don't go in. I have had that encounter actually, and it was quite late. And I chose to cancel the ride and be like, gents, now you can go. And then I stepped back into the yard. What's up? Because here's the thing, Joey. If something happens, ni one, bruh. I can't defend myself no matter how much I can say, good I can have my ancestors support me. Bruh, no. So Joe, like I have been in that, but I chose to cancel it, and then they vied. Well, they didn't seem to be like after anything. But I was just not comfortable with the idea, Joe.
Sometimes they tend to convince you.
Yeah, of course. So then, what happened to this petition?
Last time I checked, last time I checked, which is yesterday, it was on 130,000 and something signed. So, and the guy that started the whole petition actually is a Potchefstroom University student by the name of Atlas Swartboy. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing his name, but yeah, I just remember his surname, which is Swartboy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's how far the petition is. Although, like, I feel like 130k is like a very small percentage.
It's a very small
percentage.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the aim is to raise awareness for this thing to happen, so that the safety can be guaranteed.
I think also mentioning the number, and like me referencing like population, we should also like take into consideration maybe why another reason why the numbers are so low. It's not like a national thing. It's not active everywhere. Like you go to MP, it's only active in certain places.
In metropolitans.
Exactly.
So you won't find it being active everywhere. So that could also contribute to the low numbers.
True.
And the marketing of that petition as well.
Yeah.
But like everyone has WhatsApp. So
and it was kind of big on Twitter. Like Twitter has it has a huge platform. It has a very huge platform.
Yeah.
So.
And most people on Twitter are people who are using this whole thing on a daily. But I hopefully they'll take into consideration what we are crying about and like implement some form of way to implement the safety
of passengers.
Yeah.
Mara,
but alternatively,
doesn't Uber have the Doesn't Uber have the same issue though, or didn't Uber have the same issue as well? And if so,
but I think it's the same thing.
Is this only affecting Bolt or is
it's
it
the
like
same thing? But it's
thing?
because I think it's because most people are just using Bolt because Uber is expensive. So I think that's the case.
So
there's other services that offer the same.
There's Didi.
There's
in-driver.
So we haven't heard any cases with those particular apps, but with Bolt specifically now, are we saying it's just a Bolt thing or an industry thing?
But I think it's an industry thing, because like the apps are more or less the same. Yeah. So I think it's the same thing. It's an industry thing. It's an industry thing. That's why I was saying alternatively, if there's nothing they can do or they are not willing to do anything. I mean, we have institutions here in South Africa that are or we have people who are good with programming, who are good in we can have something we can own and make sure that we go at it the right way, the way we want. So I think maybe if there's any app developers out there, they can just see a loophole and start something.
And it's a very huge loophole, Baba.
But don't you think, if you talk about a loophole, even if we can find our own people who can develop that app, when those people find a loophole again?
Everything is a loophole. When I was learning hacking, there was this thing that always said 100% secured is 99.9% insecure. So there's always that loophole in every system. So, but it works on improving the system all the time so that it's at least tangible and trying to look at things future-wise.
Because at the end of the day, when money is involved, there will always be those people who turn around. Because now, even if we find those people from our side that they can build this app, then if they are offered a certain amount,
a certain amount for
maybe to create a fake account for those people.
It's small money compared to the bigger picture. I think it's small money. Creating a fake account for 2 or 5 individuals, it's like less money compared to the entire nation using this platform.
But I think it's important what you mentioned, e-commerce companies, take a lot, Mr. D, whatever. They should always improve their systems, because crime is an ever-evolving thing.
Yeah.
10 years ago,
Criminals are getting smarter.
We were not having these issues. At the end of the day, when we solve a problem, another problem comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always best to always be proactive, you know. I mean, I don't know why the company did not think of putting certain security measures into this whole thing. I mean, you're working with human beings. And I can't emphasize this enough. We live in South Africa, guys. You don't roll down traffic with your windows down. You don't get
smashed.
You know what I'm saying?
We've seen those.
So with
guys
that,
are fast.
So with that in mind, you have to design your system in a manner that actually addresses the security issues that are within the environment of which you operate in.
Because you can't use the same situation
You can
around all
exactly. You can use the same strategy. Moko Switzerland, 2% crime rate. Still a bubble gum, they give you a life sentence. They're rough there. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's just things like that we need to just put into play. So developers really just have to fill up their shoes, Joe, because the benchmark is not high. It's really not. Cybersecurity.
Because I was even looking at YouTube tutorials there, like replicating. Because it's exactly the same thing. It's just a change of branding and UX and UI. But it's basically the same thing. So I was like, I can do this. But then now it comes to someone who's going to understand the security part. So it's all about that. If then these guys are not implementing or taking into consideration the safety of
clients.
The clients, and then I guess it's time for us to just create something that's gonna be ours. I mean, what do we need? It's a service-based business.
So most people have cars.
So you don't need anything. You just need the platform and put it out there.
But give the access to anyone.
And just to developers out there, Joe. I mean, you know, people have GoPros in their cars, right? They record everything. You have a GoPro, you have a headquarters that is always getting live feed from the GoPros from the cars in a certain place. That way you can monitor what's happening in the cars. I mean, it will take a little bit of more funding to put in, but if it's something that you can put into, come on, guys. How many solutions must we?
If you put those kind of things in place, that means it assures security. And more people obviously want to come.
Of course. Even if you increase your prices, it's still understandable because safety. People will buy safety compared to just being cheap and having a possibility that you might not get
what's
hold.
waiting for them is convenience.
But
security.
No, Amar, they should really vet their people, and also please look into the criminal history of every applicant, guys. Look at. I don't know. Do they do that? Do they screen?
I doubt. But it wouldn't hurt to just do it to see what's happening.
People,
they just have to take extra precautions because it's like you are entrusting a human being with another human being. You don't know what this human being is like. You don't even go through a formal interview.
What I'm interested in when you're saying about the background check, checking whether someone has a criminal record. There are criminals who've came out and changed. And there are people who can say who don't have anything on their background and be like, everything has a first time, we all know. So are we really safe? Is it really a wise thing to check the background or just to see a character of a person?
But you have a point there, Joe. It doesn't really filter anything.
It doesn't. It does because people change. I mean, people change. So
I guess I say it calls for you maybe face-to-face interviews.
Face-to-face interviews would be a lot if let's say it's a global thing because these platforms are in almost in every country, so it would take a lot to actually interview a person. Maybe we're moving into the AI
digital space.
So we can do everything online. and see how it works out. But yeah, security, man, it's important. It's important as much as convenience.
Joe, I think with being a driver, there's certain parts of you in the job, that privacy part boundary has to be eliminated. There has to be constant surveillance with this issue happening.
Yeah.
Somewhere, somehow. I mean, if you can know where a person is, location, whatever, right? You can see where the person is. But I would love to actually see her or him in there watching. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that way, way I can see it too. Okay,
true
now
that.
she's picking her nose. I'm gonna make fun of her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Manje
So,
sekashela wako.
hey,
I'm telling you. So you the one that made the request for that person.
Yeah.
Not in the car.
Yeah.
So for
Because
cases like that,
it
would really so
you request for a girlfriend and then obviously makazongena emotweni, you're gonna do the hugging and the kissing and then they get in and then when you go back and then bona bayahamba. Actually the guy uzomshela while abonile ukuthi yeah amajita njalo ukuthi usho ukuthi ayinayo imoto le so mina nginayo imoto Joe amajita and this guy this other guy this other time bengibuye sentini ngiza ingitshela about the way no that was not the time bengibuye ethembisa Joe I had this other story bangidropile taxini Joe bengibuye ethembisa so angazi mina mawuzakala ukuthi uhafa makunini and sometimes into engayibona ukuthi i-Centurion ihafa masidlula la and then iPitori buye izohafa makudlula so mina I'm like so ukuthi bakhona ukucontrola so mina ngilindile ukuthi okay mama biza iPitori and then ngizohafa kanti wonke umuntu uhafile that day and then bathi akushoti imali yomuntu oyi-1 sengiyavuka nami ukuthi hey and then ngiyakhipha iklipa ngiyamagaya to driver wena mfana wanyela bofuna ukungiroba ngithi next mina ngijwayele ukuthi bathi ngakujwayela next la ehle emotweni yami le out ya drive ithi yehla ithi ya driver and then mase ibona ukuthi la kulavela ngakathole next i-hike next like it's clear yabona angimisela athi yehla thatha na 100 rand yakho ngithi le out serious cha ngehla nje ngathi danki ngavala then ngazama ukurequest ayazwakala le out and then but that's not the story I was going to nga request and then masihamba vele sengiyakhuluma nayo ingitshela the way yona khona ukushela abo sharing ngakhona inokubona ukuthi hayi lona udrop boyfriend yakho ini but just out of disrespect nje and uyasho nayo ukuthi sometimes nami ngithatha ama chance or ngiyaboreka ngigcine ngikhuluma ezinye izinto and funny thing is that some of them do agree with okay no we can go to my place or meet up sometime. Is it in Java? So I'm like, fuck these guys, man. These guys, Marachu. These guys, Joe. Then you have to ask your girlfriend, man. Baby, buy a grand. Young, buy a grand. Actually, out.
So actually, this life monitor thing could solve more than one
bro. Don't you trust your chief? But hey, some other guys
I go rough. That's lit.
Yeah, but I think that's how we should wrap the conversation. Unless we have anything to say.
It's been dope.
Just be safe, guys. Please be safe.
I mean, there's a few good points that came out of the type of solutions we can come up with. So it's not like we just delved into the problem.
We came up with solutions. I think we came up about 3 solutions.
But we still have street workers who have so many ideas and solutions.
They can
I'm sure. Comment in the comment section is all yours.
Let's try to find the best way to move forward.
It would be nice even for the drivers to actually put in some suggestions as to how the company can actually make things better for them and their passengers. Because you find some drivers that are really just like, they get really hurt when they hear about stories
Shit
like
like
this.
that.
And these
Yeah.
are people that have young daughters.
Yeah, that are supporting
You
their
know,
families
guys that
based
just
on
had
this
a baby
business
right
alone.
now.
Yeah.
Joe, he
That's
dropped
bread
out of
and butter.
school and made a loan and
That's
got a
bread
car
and
and
butter.
made things happen. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Bread and butter.
So it would really be sad to see this industry going to shambles simply
Because of
because
people like that.
yeah, there are people that are doing
And I'm
this.
sure it's a small percentage.
It's a
compared to the
very
bigger
small
picture,
percentage that is just getting a huge media feed, bruh.
Yeah.
Now it seems like every bulk driver now, like in the back of every woman's mind right now, I'm assuming they
Yes,
always
bro,
feel
yeah.
like, yo, bruh, can this guy not
Crossing
be weird?
fingers.
You know what I'm saying?
Crossing
And that's really
fingers.
uncomfortable.
Yo, bro.
Going to
And you're supposed to be like, when you avoid taking a taxi, it's like you also want that comfort of being alone, owning a back seat, Joe.
No, bruh.
Like, utale, we're free. And then now it's like you're on the watch of this person's moves. Ukuthi, anything weird, anything suspicious, and everything. Yeah, one. So, ish, Joe. Already so une text oyibhalile or already ukuthi we send if ever something like awukho free Joe. That's not fair. It's not fair.
But all will be well, guys. As long as
Yeah.
there are solutions in place that are being worked on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Chris.
Thanks
No,
for
it's a
joining
pleasure,
us,
guys.
bro.
It's a
Yeah,
pleasure,
thanks
guys.
for joining
But $2, my boy.
Aweki.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
No.
Yeah,
Thanks
and
for
this
the
is always saying, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, take care of your pockets.
Yes.
This is the Empty Street Podcast, and we signing out.
Yeah, the last part is
Don't
very
brief
important.
conversation, just straight to the point.